Good afternoon, everybody. This is Terry Koogler from Koogler Landscaping. Wanted to do a review or some opinions about these backpack blowers here. This is the Echo PB9010T. I've had it about 3 or 4 months, and I've been using the Stihls for quite some time, several years. I've had this current one's a BR800X, so it's their latest and greatest of the Stihl line. They haven't updated it in about a year, so I look for them to come out with a 900 or something at some point. But let me give you a little bit about my background as well. And if you find any of this information, please helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's going to be a variety of things. I'm an avid cyclist and electric bike rider. Have a landscaping business, and I've been landscaping for 41 years. So I have quite a bit of experience in things. I'm a solo person at the moment. I've been so for most of my career. Did run a crew when I was younger for 4 or 5 years. So that's where I got my experience in having a crew, and we went through quite a bit of equipment. So I don't use as much, go through as much equipment anymore. So anyhow, we'll start off with the Stihl BR800X. I like the straps on it. The tube's very comfortable. The straps are comfortable. I think it's a well engineered, comfortable. Everything's where it should be pretty much. Has some issues occasionally with the vent on the gas tank, vacuum issues with a lot of the Stihl products. I've had issues with that, not so much with the blowers as much as the weed eaters and hedge trimmers and pole trimmers, but also I've had a few problems with this as well. And the valves on some of their equipment, especially the high revving ones, again, I'm not sure what the backpacks are revving out to, but I've had issues. Seems like they're very temperamental. When they work really good, but the adjustments, you have to have a special tool to make the high and low adjustment, and which is kind of a hassle. I wish Stihl would let you be able to adjust that, and then the valves and things like that. But overall, it's a good blower, very powerful. So that's kind of the good and the bad. I really like the way it fits, and it's very comfortable and easy to use. Now over to the Echo. I've had a few issues with that. The handle on the tube is a little loose and doesn't stay tight. And one of the things I really don't like so much is the tube is much more stiff, so it's more fatiguing. It's harder to move around. Plus, it goes back completely the other way. So I don't know. I need So, like I said, you can put it in that position, and it flip-flops in the back, which the Stihl does not do. So it's kind of troublesome. And with my long arms, the wiring there for the throttle and everything's not quite long enough as well. But so the tubing is, they need to loosen that up and make that much more flexible, and there's no reason to have it turn that far all the way back. The Stihl does not do that. So let's see if I can, well, see, like the Stihl doesn't move at all, just the tube rotates. So to me, that's much better design, not to have that flip-flop back, and it's much more flexible, where if you can see on the Echo, Uh, it's very rigid. If that didn't move, you couldn't go side to side, so they really rely on that elbow moving, and on this Stihl, they rely more on the flexible tube, which is lighter and more comfortable. And I've had 4, 5, 6 of these blowers, and every one is held up, so the tubing holds up well. And the weight of the Echo PB 9010T, it's a little heavy. It's 2 or 3 pounds heavier than the Stihl, and I real definitely notice it. And unless I think, you know, for me, unless I got a job that really requires the power of it, the sheer power, like mainly just doing leaves in the fall, wet leaves, snow-covered, ice-covered leaves, where you need maximum power, I find I go for the Stihl most of the time, because it's sheer power. The Echo is clearly more powerful. That how much more powerful? Not enough to overly worry about. If I was to buy again today, I would buy another Stihl over the Echo. So it's a weight issue. It's not as comfortable with the straps and ergonomics of how everything functions. The on-off choke, it's just seems a little more unpolished or unfinished, in my opinion. If you're looking for the most powerful backpack blower and that's all you care about, there's no question the Echo 9010T is the way to go if that's what you're concerned with. If you're concerned about all the other factors, which is what I'm concerned with, then it loses some of its stars or whatever points to the Stihl, because it's a much more rounded, well finished platform. And if you can see on the Echo here, things stick out. The carburetor sticks out. There's lots of edges to catch on bushes and things on your trailer, where the Stihl is, more rounded and everything's smooth. The carburetor's inside the housing, so when you're walking through brush or taking it off and on the trailer, it doesn't get hung up on so many things. So like I said, the Stihl, once again, is much more finished. The ergonomics of the handle, the chute's more flexible, just a much more user-friendly backpack blower than the Echo. So like I said, my money would go towards another Stihl, would be the next purchase that I make, where I'm open to looking at other brands. I'm not a fanboy of any particular brand. I try to get something that works, and if it doesn't work, it's out of here and on to the next. But currently, the last few years, I've been running the Stihl backpack blowers for the most part. But I have used a Shindawa and obviously the Echo here. I've used other Echoes as well, so I've used several of the other brands, but primarily I've used a lot of Stihl and Echo products. But I have used 2 or 3 of the others. I can't think of all the ones that I've had, because I've had quite a bit in these 41 years. So, well, that's I think kind of a wrap up. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'm kind of new to the YouTube world and just getting out there. So once again, this is the comparison in my opinions of I've used the Echo for about 6 months now, and I've had the Stihl for, this one's not that old, but I've had the same model for 4 or 5 years. I've had 2 or 3 of them, and I've had the same opinion on all of them. So Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out a great deal, and I appreciate it. And if you have any questions or comments, shoot them out, send them my way. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.